All right, we're at Tesla Fremont, and we are gonna be doing my first ever flyover. Let's go. Oh, look, there's a Cybercab right behind us. What's up, everyone? Do I have a special treat for you today? With my drone, the anti-gravity A1, I got full access to the back of the Tesla Fremont Factory. I was able to actually shoot the footage from the track itself, and man, was my mind blown. There's so much history at the Tesla Fremont Factory, from just the beginning days of the fact that, you know, when Elon bought it from, I believe it was Toyota. And so much history there. If you've grown up here in the Bay Area with NUMMI, GM, I mean, there's just, the stories just keep going for what this factory has meant in the Bay Area. And just knowing that Tesla bought it for practically nothing. I think it was like something like $8 a square foot. I could be wrong there. But with all that said, there's been so much history here when you think of what the Fremont Factory has meant for electric vehicles, what it's meant for California's economy, what it's meant to build probably, what it's meant to build a car in the most expensive place on the planet. When you think of the Silicon Valley, there's really not many more places that are more expensive than this area. So I was able to get access to go to the back track, and my goodness, I was not disappointed. They actually had the Model Y production shut down during this time, but I was able to see the Model S and X being produced for some of the final times, right as they're shutting down the S and X line for the robots. So I was able to see a bunch of them coming out. I recorded all of that, and you know, seeing them launch on the track itself as well. But you know, what an end of an era. The Model S has played such a huge role into being a flagship car, not only for Tesla, but really to set the bar for electric vehicles. Elon took probably all of the worst parts of an electric vehicle, and he made it and took it and perfected it, right? I think when you think of an electric vehicle, you start thinking of a Prius, right? And all the things that people hate about the Prius, what did they do? He made it practically zero cost of maintenance. He got rid of the gas. He brought in, obviously, the big screens that really just changed it. He obviously accomplished the charging aspect of it with the supercharging network. And just the luxury standards and safety ratings that it brought, it's been an absolute game changer. So to see the production line kind of coming to an end, and really some of the last couple of custom orders rolling off the production line, meant a lot to me personally, and I know it means so much to the people there at the Tesla Fremont Factory. So not only was I able to see that, I also had the special privilege of seeing the shipping yard, or really where it's kind of like where a lot of the huge tow trucks come to grab 6 to 8 of these Teslas to throw them up on the tow truck and ship them all across the world, really here in the United States, and then they obviously, as we know, they will go on to be shipped all across the world, right? Even here from Fremont, right? Because the S and X are being shipped from here. So not only to see that was pretty cool. The whole shipping yard, you know, this is where a lot of times I remember during those days where, you know, Tesla would be like, oh, there's no demand for these cars. What I would literally do is I would go by and I would take a video and just be like, hey, doing a supply or a demand check, see if these things are being shipped out, or is this company complete fraud? And you would just see pretty much, it felt like 24/7, not completely, but it felt like 24/7 these cars were just being shipped out. And the production line is going 24 hours. And I believe the Model Y is potentially up to 7 days a week. I don't have the exact number. I don't have any like inside intel. It's just based on what I've seen and from following the company as much as I have. So due to that, You know, it was cool to see the shipping yard from the sky. As you know, too, I did get the anti-gravity A1. I got my FAA 107 license as well. I studied for that, crammed it in a week. But why did I do all that? It was because I want to showcase the most iconic mothership factory, where it all started. And I'm going to be bringing you more footage, hopefully on somewhat of a regular basis. And so shout out to the Tesla team for giving me this access and letting me shoot it from the sky. This unfortunately, as we all know, a lot of the factories have had someone capturing what is happening from the sky, whether it's Zengler or whether it's Joe Tagmeyer. If you think of Berlin, they've had a person there. Same thing even with Shanghai. So there's been always something going on at a factory, but this factory was already built. Tesla literally moved in and then had to rebuild what they wanted from scratch. With that said, you know, it also has a test track and pretty much a whole, you know, testing facility in the back. You can also see, like, as I'm in the sky, you can see where there's actually cars going over a lot of bumps to test the suspension. Just to make sure they're right. And actually too, there's a part of the shipping yard towards the back, right next to the track, where it actually used to be an employee parking lot. It's actually a whole parking lot now for the robo-taxi fleet here in the Bay Area. So they're piling them all there and they're starting to ramp. It seemed like there was probably 80 to 100 cars that were just all parked there. And then also too, you know, seeing all of those being parked there, it just reminded me of how big of the Bay Area that the robo-taxi network is being covered. They're covering 400 square miles. They're covering, again, I don't have the exact number of cities offhand that are included in that, but you're talking probably like 15 to 20 cities, that 400 square miles of really supervised FSD is pretty much doing all of the driving, right? We're waiting here, as we know, for the unsupervised. We don't have it yet. Hopefully we will. We'll get it. You know, every day we engineer as they get more and more testing capabilities in. But with that said, also too, there was a huge recycling yard as well. And as you know, Tesla, you know, they're very eco-friendly. I mean, their whole mission has been transitioning the world to a sustainable future, sustainable energy, transportation. You know, it's changed several times, but that's what they're about. So the amount of recycling that they do here in the Bay Area is absolutely insane. I don't have the exact numbers, but I know they do their best to make sure that every piece that needs to be recycled, that goes unused, gets back into the system, and is really just making sure that they're using every piece, plastic, metal, whatever it may be, leather, you know, all the stuff that comes with the car. Not leather, but they're using vegan leather. And I think they make those in Lathrop. I don't know off the top of my head if they're making those in Fremont. But with that said, you know, being able to see the shipping yard, the robo-taxi parking lot now, and the recycling just kind of, again, just reminds you of what this company is outputting every day in the most expensive place on the planet. And just remember, this is where Elon slept every single night for the 2018 production hell. And, you know, he was really just a ghost to his friends and family during those days. And then also, too, I was able to see, the coolest thing was seeing the Cybercab. We all know that Tesla is now rolling out the Cybercab. They're producing them in Texas, but this is really, you know, the autonomous future that we're all expecting, that we've all been hoping. Ever since I got into a Tesla, I knew it was going to drive me at some point, and it does every single day. But there is going to be a day where no steering wheel or pedals are needed, and that's what the Cybercab is. It's the lowest cost per mile vehicle. And what did we see here in Fremont? We saw 2 Cybercabs going around the test track doing launches. I'm gonna say, you know, not too impressive, but it's a low cost per mile vehicle. It is not meant to go 0 to 60 in 1.99. Then we had the Cybercab not only doing launches several of times, and if you're familiar with the Fremont Factory, they have a huge loop that they can do, and they were doing S and X as well. But we also saw the Cybercab speeding through a bunch of bumps that they were testing the suspension on and getting a lot of data on. So I just saw a whole bunch of that. And then, so those are kind of the big things that I saw. I'm looking to, again, do more of these videos. I'm looking to really show and highlight the amazing work that's being done in Fremont. And who knows, maybe I'll go and travel to other places like Nevada and Texas. But all that to say, I hope you enjoy this video. I hope you enjoy all of the overlays that we just did, where you got to see some of the behind the scenes that is happening at the Fremont factory. And we all know this is not, again, I don't have any inside information, but we all know the S and the X is coming to an end, and those production lines will be swapped for the robots. It's coming, it's happening. And so the future is autonomous, amazing abundance. And again, shout out to the Tesla team for allowing this to happen. The anti-gravity A1 handled this stuff like a champ. By the way, if you didn't know, Fremont is like a wind tunnel. It's like a wind tunnel. And you know, the A1 was able to handle it like a champ. And so all that, you know, hopefully you enjoy this video, hopefully you enjoy some more of the scenes that we'll just have kind of like role playing. This is a 360 camera, so it's super cool to be able to get every angle all the time. And we hope to put out more and more videos of the drone experience and what's happening at the Fremont factory. Have a great week, everyone. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you would like to see at the Fremont factory. Would love to see if I can capture that footage for you. And potentially, if I did regular updates, what would you like to see?